Donkey Kong Country was a game that looked at a classic character and dared to dream bigger and better.
And with the help of the talented people at Rare, that dream became a reality that changed Donkey Kong forever.
But Rare's ties to Nintendo has come and gone, and in their place is Retro Studios.
So who does it better, Donkey Kong Country or its return?
Let's check it out and find out.
Versus you, Donkey Kong Country.
A game's lifeblood will always be its gameplay, so more important than anything, a game has to be fun to stand the test of time.
And we're not going to keep any secrets here. We think that both games have really smart and addictive design. So with that said, here's gameplay.
One of Donkey Kong Country's crowning features was having two-player co-op. Having both Donkey Kong and Diddy on screen at once was very impressive for its time, and Donkey Kong Country Returns carries that tradition. However, the original game opted to feature a tag team style co-op, which in reality is closer to Mario Bros. Style multiplayer, where players team up to help take down levels, but still have to wait turns. We feel Donkey Kong Country Returns ups the ante a little bit here with how they do things. This time around, players are able to play simultaneously and assist each other in real time, so point goes to Donkey Kong Returns.
Character abilities played a role in both games as well. In the original Donkey Kong Country, DK was able to take down larger enemies, while Diddy Kong was more agile. It was again a very innovative feature for its time. But Donkey Kong Country Returns expands on this idea, making both Kongs a lot more valuable on their own. Donkey Kong himself is still more useful for his strengths, but Diddy's now equipped with a rocket pack and a peanut gun from past games. So without Diddy, players can't even hover while jumping or shoot projectiles. So point goes to Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Gameplay variety is something both Donkey Kong Country games share. While the water levels will remain exclusive to the original for now, Donkey Kong Country Returns now offers flying levels. Though the original also had more animals to change up the way you played, such as Espresso, Squawks, Winky, and On Guard, but then again, the sequel also had more enemies, 42 compared to the original 20.
Yeah, and Donkey Kong Country Returns actually has collectibles to keep you coming back to the stages, which in return unlocks new levels, so it makes it worth the effort. So there's really a lot more there as far as bringing you back into the game.
It's a tough call, but we decided on Returns for adding a lot more replay value.
I know it's kind of controversial to pick one or the other as far as gameplay goes, because they both have their own unique traits. I mean, that's what we chose. We chose Returns, but we can totally understand if you picked the original.
Yeah, so with that being said, let's get to music.
We don't want to get too wordy on this segment, so just sit back and relax and enjoy the music. We'll let you know what we think. Donkey Kong Country Returns music isn't bad, but it's mostly forgettable. And while the remixes are good, they're only at best a faithful restoration of the original tracks. So this category goes to the original Donkey Kong Country.
The last topic we'll touch base on is probably the least important to Nintendo fans, but we'll go over it anyways just to end this debate.
The graphics.
Now I know what you're thinking. Stacking a current-gen game against a Super Nintendo, graphically, it's not fair at all. But honestly, we think the original looks better.
Sometimes the style alone can be timeless, and that's certainly the case with the old Donkey Kong Country. The character designs were all unique and memorable. The style itself is reminiscent of stop-motion animation.
And Donkey Kong Country Returns is bright and cartoony, with enemies like this thing. Don't get me wrong though, the animation is really smooth and fun to watch.
And the original has its faults too, being more pixely than other Super Nintendo games.
But while Donkey Kong Country will always be remembered for its interesting art style, Donkey Kong Country Returns plays it a little too safe. They don't really do anything that wows us visually.
So, believe it or not, Donkey Kong Country is our winner for best graphics.
And so, the winner of our comparison video is Donkey Kong Country Returns.
And as we all know, Donkey Kong Country will always hold a special place in our hearts as the one starting it all, especially winning us over as far as style and music went.
But the heart that keeps the beast alive is the gameplay, and man does Donkey Kong Country Returns completely destroy Donkey Kong Country in this area. I mean, there's just so much more to do in this one. So much that's different from each and every level. It's not just a new standard for Donkey Kong Country. It should be a new standard for all 2D level-based side-scrollers. With games like New Super Mario Bros. That went too far back and took away features that we've come to expect since the Super Nintendo days, Donkey Kong Country Returns takes everything that was great about the original and only expands on it, makes it better. Donkey Kong Country Returns pushes the genre forward, and that's why it's our number one.
And thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this comparison, make sure to favorite, like, and subscribe for more reviews.